Pretty good starting hand.
Well, so we have the typical, I would say, Miracle Rogue with the addition of Piloted Shredders, which we have seen quite a lot with the introduction of Tinker Sharps of the Oils. And then we have Kolento with Nerubian Eggs, Void Cores, and Iron Beak Owls. I would say 3 trademark cards for Zoo nowadays.
I would say, yeah, Iron Beak Owl could be found in hand lock, mid-range lock. Then again, if you look at this could very well be mid-range Warlock, which I know Kolento does favor quite a bit. It's a deck that he's played a lot of, and I think he was one of the first players that I've seen make it work very, very well.
Oh, wow. Look at that hand for Firebat.
Yeah, Coin SI7.
And also Deadly Poison with Blade Flurry. This is one of the most important combinations you can get against that type of board control deck.
I don't think it gets much better than this. And what's interesting is Kolento's got, the coin, the most important card against aggro matchups.
Firebat got the coin.
Firebat got the coin, yes, sorry. And that's a really important card if you're facing a deck like Zoo, which, as we see, oh god, he picked up a Void Terror.
Now this might be a really huge problem for Firebat.
Yeah.
That... Well, he has double Deadly Poison, so that's 5 damage sweep with the Blade Flurry.
He could wipe the board, actually, but that's going to be a huge investment for 3 minions. If he has to do it, this could be a big problem. We're going to have to see what Kolento plays, but Void Terror does look too good.
I think it's just Void Terror on the egg only, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. Otherwise, Sap would probably be too big an issue.
And now, Firebat faces the situation when he might clear the board.
Yeah.
If he uses almost all of his resources,
so
which feels bad.
Deadly, yeah, it's just so horrible
Deadly
to have
Coin Agent to deal 2 damage to the Void Terror. So next turn, you might have a better sweep with the Deadly Poison.
Yeah, I think not going all in on the Deadly Poisons is obviously the right play. I don't think you can afford going all in on the
What about
on the Deadlies, that is.
Just dropping the Farseer here?
So you let it be traded away, and then you get a
Void Terror will trade with the Farseer, right? So you kind of essentially gain 5 HP because you heal 2, and the Void Terror kills the Farseer. But it's kind of the same when you just.
I like the coin Deadly Poison SI7 a lot better.
So the first option.
Yeah, the first option we mentioned I think is a bit. It's a bit of a safer play, and it gives you a lot of.
Wow, he goes double Deadly Poison.
No. Well, this is what we call an all-in.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, he's going to deny his opponent the ability to get an amazing defensive Argus. But now the Void Color is going to come out. Lucky for Firebat, there are no demons left in Kolento's hand for the time being.
Unlucky for Kolento because he didn't get the value from the defensive Argus.
Right. That's exactly where he wanted it to be. Like the board was very well set up.
Oh look, that's sad.
That's
the Void
convenient.
Yeah.
Kolento's got defensive Argus though for oh goodness.
Now this is a really important draw. So what do we do here? You sacrifice it?
I think I consider
you
vomiting
want to
my
deny
hand
the sap, right?
Yeah, you can't let it be sapped, so then you discard cards. I think this is definitely the play he's got to make. He's gonna make it. Down goes the Shredder, and out comes a useless card. Okay.
It's a 3-2.
It's a 3-2, right?
2-3.
Right. In this case, it was, because it dealt more damage, which puts the Doomguard in an easier range to kill, but now there's a big problem for Firebat.
Also, there's something important to say. The Death Rattle triggers have been important here, because you could have seen that the spawn from the Piloted Shredder was after the Nav Juggler.
The Nav Juggler, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so the Void Core was played first, and this way it pops first before the Piloted Shredder comes out.
So it can't deal damage to the minion that comes out if it were, for instance, a 2-1. Now there's a really good play for Firebat. Well, really good. That's maybe an overstatement, but sapping the Doomguard, then using the SI7 on the Knife Juggler looks pretty appealing to me.
He goes for the Piloted Shredder, which will give him more board control in the future, unless there's an implosion.
Unless there's an implosion, yeah, that's kind of inconvenient.
But I still think that...
Oh, wow, okay.
I would go for the Defensive Argus anyway, you know?
Just stop the rogue, because you've seen 1 Blade Fury and 2 Deadly Poison, which is a really big deal. Oh, let's see what comes out of the Shredder. Uh-oh. Not the card you want to see, but at the same time, do you really want to waste your 5 damage on this?
I don't think you want to waste 5 damage on it. I think you just go face, and that's it. 8 damage to the face is really important. Oh, it sacrifices the Nav Juggler for that. Okay.
Well, that's a pretty big investment, but what is he really afraid of? I mean, if Eviscerate hits the Doomguard, he's still ahead, right? Usually. So I guess flooding the board for Firebat is the only way to win. The defense of Argus is going to be a huge problem. Alright, so we got defense of Argus on the Doomguard. He could trade with everything. I just don't know if it's worth it to buff the egg at this point. So if you buff the egg and you trade everything away into the 3/3s, would you ever consider just defensive Argus, the egg, and the Doomguard?
I think the placement is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It feels a bit weird, but. Oh wait, what if you play the Creeper on the far left and then Defender it? Oh
yeah, right,
goodness.
Right. Wow,
that's damage out. He might just go face at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's no reason not to. You've seen Blade Flurry, and pretty much everything. That's pretty much the only board wipe left in Rogue anymore.
Yep.
So if you've seen Blade Flurry plus double deadly, that's as good as it's gonna get.
Fan of Knives has no impact here.
Yeah, it's completely dead.
Yep.
That actually does solve the problem over 2 turns, which is too late. Okay, never mind. That doesn't solve a problem. If it takes 2 turns, it's probably not a solution. All right. Well, I think
he likes prep here.
Yeah.
What about sprint into prep, into sap,
into hope to live 1 more turn?
Yeah. Well,
okay. You know what? I don't dislike that. It also lets you fetch possible spell damage, which could be really important. So, you know, that Blade Flurry was really all in from Firebat. Like, the double deadly Blade Flurry was really, really all in.
It was all in and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that might have been a bit of an overextension, but he knows better than I do. Ooh, he's got Fan of Knives and the backstab.
Backstab doesn't do much. Oh, that's the end of the game.
Yeah, no prep, no win. That's exactly what he was looking for. Well,
10-9 Doomguard. I would say that's a big creature.
That's balanced. And now Kolento is showing off his deck with a bit of BM. Now Firebat gets a glean into the deck. He knows there are 2 Knife Jailers.
Crucial information right here in Conquest format when he doesn't use the deck anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point, right? Because he's won with the deck. Like, in the Conquest, you can BM as much as you want. That's like the one format where you're almost encouraged to do so, because you can show your opponent. You know, I won with a Doomsayer in my Zoo deck, and then you can just have fun with that. So the next deck that Firebat is going to have to play is, you know, he's got his Rogue still, you know, able to be played, but I'm curious to see whether or not he's going to stick to it or move on to another deck.
Let's see. So Kolento is up with his Warlock deck. So he has Druid Priest Warrior. You know, when it comes to best of 7,
right,
the amount of probability, like I mean, of the probable matchups that you can have, increased so much.
Yeah,
I just feel you just don't care. You just pick the deck.
You play like ladder, where you bring 4 good decks and you hope it matches out pretty well. I guess best of 7 adds a single layer of complexity that's making everything even less likely to work the way you think. I think it adds like 7 potential matchups. Which just it's almost impossible to keep track of. So maybe at that point you just bring solid decks.
And you still don't know the classes. It's like you're in a blind pick here.
Yeah,
if you,
that's right.
An example, if this will be the semi-final, and you know your opponent, right? You know which classes he plays. You know what type of decks he plays. Then you have more information to base on with your next match, with your next game, when you can pick the class accordingly to your game plan and your opponent's game plan. And right now, I feel like it's a really huge blind pick.
You're blind picking until maybe you assume your opponent comes down to one last deck.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Okay, it does make sense. So Firebat's going to stick to Rogue either way, and Kolento is going to be moving on to Druid, which, interestingly enough, I think is still it's kind of phased out of the metagame a bit nowadays. Like I see it less than I used to when Emperor was hyper popular, but it's as consistent as it's always ever been. Like it's
in KPL, in the 9 weeks of KPL that he had, Druid was the most picked deck ever. No. And still it manages to have 50% win ratio.
Which in a Conquest format where you should be punished for picking classes that are predictable, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I think Innervate and Wildgrove are kinda,
Balanced!
Yeah, because of that.
To put it that way, I think that what it comes down to that. And Emperor did add a tool to the toolbox that was already massive. So
like you had four cards that were skewing the mana system.
Yeah.
And now you have a fifth one.
Exactly. So I guess if you could add another one, you would make everything even worse. So going on to the game here, Kolento picking up a Wild Growth and a Harrison Jones and an Innervate against a Rogue. I think this is a pretty good hand, Lothar.
This is a pretty good hand, I would say.
Okay. So you just, coin Wild Growth and go all in from there.
If you coin out Wild Growth this turn, you say to your opponent, I have a next Rames shade.
Yeah.
But then there's no 50 shades of next Rames, so...
Yeah, there's no 50 shades of Nax. And the problem with this play is it telegraphs something to a Rogue to ideally maybe get her to play around it. He's just going to go for the Harrison Jones right away.
Well, it's a 5-mana Ancient of Law.
That's a decent play, actually. It forces Firebat's early game tempo to be thrown out completely.
It's kind of weak to backstab Agent, though.
Right.
But fortunately for him, there's nothing like that. And now, Firebat is kind of pushed to play Farseer, I would say.
Yeah, it's just a straight-up body. That, or you play Dagger Deadly, or you keep Deadly for the Eviscerate next turn.
Then you have to play it next turn, yeah.
Yeah.
But then you deny yourself the possible Palted Shredder. Like, this is so bad for Firebat.
And the thing is, it doesn't even matter what Firebat's game plan is. If he takes enough damage, it's inevitable he's gonna die. Like, that's how Druid plays typically, right? They're putting you on a clock very early, and it doesn't really matter what you do past a certain point. If you've reached 14 health, you're probably dead. Even less so when they got the tempo and they can afford to use the Claw as chargers.
And the Palted Shredder dealt 7 damage so far.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We have 4 now, but the Bad Bomber will attack in the face. So that's 7 for just 4 mana.
Yeah, and it's not even done. This little bomber might actually deal even more.
Yep.
There's a possibility of that. So.
And we see there's a swipe in hand. So if you go face with the Joy of the Claw, right? Oh, he played it in taunt mode.
I have to say I'm a little surprised, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm surprised here too, because you just saw one Eviscerate also being, played.
I was, 97.37% sure that he would play it as a charge, but there's always that
at 14.
Charge. Right, yeah. You put him on the clock right away. And you're threatening lethal with the combo eventually. But.
Well, to be honest, if he wanted to play it in taunt mode, I would say Palted Shredder would be better.
Right, than playing a 4/6 on taunt.
Because it doesn't really, if it kills your Mad Bomber with the attack, you're kind of okay with that. Because what do you care? There will be backstabs, agents all over the place. So you don't need that free body anyway.
So I think what he's thinking about is if he had a sap, he would have already used it. So by putting it at 4/6, I'm forcing him to attack into it anyway, and he has to also use the Eviscerate on top of just the Eviscerate for the 4/4.
Yeah,
maybe that's the line of thinking. It feels like maybe I'm meta thinking this, but I wouldn't put it past Kolento.
Here you have 2 options, 3 actually. Palted Shredder, Hero Power, go face, trade the Mad Bomber.
that sounds pretty.
Then the second option, Keeper of Grove, deal 2 damage to the Farseer, finish it off with the Hero Power, and I feel that's the most powerful because you maintain huge board control.
You're not weak to sap at all, not even one bit.
And your health points are just mana points at this in this situation because you use it as a Wrath for 1. Without the card rules.
Firebat's draw is actually surprisingly terrible here. Like Kolento, on the other hand, with the Wild Growth Innervate right away, and the Harrison Jones denying Firebat's ability to use his weapon
Savage Roar.
Wow, that might be lethal with Swipe.
Yeah, Swipe, Savage Roar, that's lethal. 4, 7, 9, 11, 15 damage.
Well, raise your pepperonis, boys. This is it for the first game. Second game, that is. Druid just doing what it does. I mean, I have nothing else to add to that. This Wild Growth Innervate and then the perfect follow-up. You can't really stop stuff like this. It's not really down to your playstyle at that point.
Especially when you're sitting with double sprints, Tinker Swaps, or...
Yeah, he's got the worst possible curve, and he runs into the best possible curve. And coming from a Druid, that's even worse, because they have tempo minions. They have ways to put you on inevitability eventually, so it's just a matter of time before you fall down. So Firebat's Rogue so far going 0-2, but if he's targeted something specific, maybe he has targeted something specific from Kolento, say a Priest.
Can you target that specifically?
The Priest? Kolento's brought it every week. besides I think one. So there's probably a good argument to be made for playing a heavy anti-priest lineup. It has backfired for I think it was Frezar or Kaldi who played Spectral Knight and it got stolen by Cabal Shadow Priest with the Shrinkmeister. But like, there's a good argument to be made for making a deck that's heavily anti-priest or lineup that is. And Firebat is very well known for doing so. You know, playing if his mage is a freeze mage and he's got a rogue and a handlock and a Grim Patron warrior, I think this could be an anti-priest lineup from Firebat.
You think that Grim Patron is a good counter to priest?
I think it's viable just because you can afford taking your time to, just OTK the opponent. You mentioned Frothing Berserker earlier.
Frothing Berserker, that's true.
Yeah.
But then you have Death Lords, which can be a huge threat to your board.
Kolento, he doesn't necessarily play that version, although Light Bomb has been, Light Bomb Priest is so popular right now in tournaments, and KPL is also...
so if you play Patron against Priest,
right?
You don't play it for board control, you play it for OTK.
Yeah, for damage. You just go face over 2 turns. I think if you, you try to hoard cards, I think, and then you drop a good Emperor, and if you get it off, then that's
you have
effectively
Commander, Frothing Berserker, Patron, Inner Rage, Whirlwind.
Yeah, it's an OTK, kind of like when you play, the Nario Warrior with Raging Worgen. Yeah. You could say, oh, it's pretty weak because Priest heals up. Yeah, but Priest doesn't heal up for 10 in a turn. It's 2 per turn. So if you don't do any damage...
It's not even that. You deal 28.
Yeah, then let him deal with this, right? It's over at that point. You could, but that's Blight and the game's done.
Yeah.
So I think Grim Patron Warrior is not too bad against Priest. I might be wrong, but from what I've seen, combo decks tend to do well.
Maybe we'll have to see that. Maybe we'll be witnessing that moment here.
Yeah, because the weakness of combo, I think, is, aggro decks. Face Hunter falls down to Patron as an exception, but generally speaking, I say combo decks get punished by Mech Mage and they get punished by Zoo. It's very heavily.
Interesting because Patron Warrior is a typical combo deck, right? But it's based off damage.
Yeah.
So this, not as damage to your opponent,
right?
But damage to your minions.
Your own stuff.
Those can be used symmetrically, so you can deal the damage to your minions and your opponent minions, and that's the reason why it's so good against Face Hunter. And you have weapons.
Yeah, you basically snowball off of their board and your own. So it's like a double. Once you get the train going, it doesn't stop because there's no way to stop it.
It's like a double-edged sword,
right? I guess that's.
But Warrior has no swords.
No swords. Yeah, it's only axes, man. I just don't know though if that's what Firebat was doing. Targeting Priest. It feels like a really good strategy, and knowing him, it's not. It wouldn't be very surprising. But we still don't know it. So the players are going to be moving on to their next match. It's going to be Rogue versus Priest, Firebat versus Kolento. I think Rogues have a pretty good matchup against Priest. We've said that multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times.
But it's still a toss-up. Kolento playing Priest so well. This may be very different.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Rogue versus Priest is just some of the times you just don't feel even threatened by the Priest.
Yeah, it just doesn't
drops
put
a
pressure.
minion, you sap it, it's really slow, then it doesn't really even deal damage, there's no burst incoming, so you're like sitting on 10 HP and you're like, oh, okay, it's fine.
And I think for that reason, that's kind of how it plays. It plays a bit combo, Rogue. Like the way it works, Rogue, is it tries to accumulate pieces of combos and then unleash the damage. So there's a good reason, I think, why it's doing well against Priest. Alright, getting to the game here. We see... how do you even evaluate this hand from Kolento?
I think it sucks. All 4 cards suck.
Okay, that sounds pretty straightforward.
Usually, you want an off-shot cleric.
Right.
But why?
Yeah,
why in this situation?
Yeah.
And the Shadow Madness, okay, it's cool against Farsi an agent, but the Rogue has to get 2 minions to get value from
to get value from it. You have to let him play 2 3/3s on the board, which is almost too problematic
or
at that
Farseer
point.
into Piloted Shredder. But then you're like... But if he has those 2 minions, even if he has 1 minion, then he can go with Tinker Shot, Short Support.
And punch your face once with it, and it's already 7 damage, you're not, 7 health, you're not
what do you do with a 7 attack minion? You can't Shadow Menace that.
You have to Shadow Word Death, but you lose your entire turn, so you're not really anywhere ahead. Kolento finds an Orchard Cleric, and now that the Wild Power was damaged, Firebat has no way to handle it unless he goes for the SI7 agent play. Wait, I have the idea. No, there's no idea. Never mind.
Coin Agent is the one.
Yeah.
One option to deal with that, but what
Coin
about just
Shredder Prep Eviscerate. Probably
What
not,
about
right?
you ignore the...
Can you
it?
ignore a damage minion on a priest board? I don't know, man. I'd feel very threatened by that. I feel like that's a very risky move. So I think prep coin into sprint is a great play. So is he going to go for the prep of this raid? That's what I want to know. I don't think so because it's very all in, but he does not indeed.
Thought Still. That's an interesting card because it feels like a recurring card in Priest.
Yeah.
Sometimes like 0, sometimes 2.
Sometimes you put, yeah, exactly. You don't, it's a flex spot for Priest, and I like that about the card. But a lot of people said that they feel like Priest wouldn't be playable without Thoughtsteal.
Really?
Some people think that the best matchups of Priest are made, oh wow.
That's not that bad for...
That's actually it's kind of annoying with the Shadow Madness, but at least you can trade any 3-drop. Blood Mage style nose gets traded into it.
Yeah.
It's kind of
and
yeah, it's good damage, but
how do you deal with the Priestess now so he's not able to trade with your... What's the name? One-Eye Cheat?
One-Eye Cheat, yeah, that's the name. I don't know, like, I wonder one day if they'll add, like, the Goblin subtype.
Oh, there's the backstab! He was looking for that. That was really important.
He didn't find a single one so far, so I don't think it's...
No, that was the last draw.
Yeah.
The last draw. Oh, look, second Pyromancer. Okay, so you've Pyromancer Thought Steal?
I think so, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It kind of dies.
Well, it's
dagger.
a sacrifice, but is this a good time? Is that or Wild Pyro, Light of the Naru, heal the Wild Pyro? That's not even that bad, is it?
Is it? Well, you spawn a 1-2, which will be 3-2 after the heal.
Yeah. It's that or you go Light of the Naru to kill the 4-1, which is fine too. Yeah, he does that, alright.
Yeah, it will spawn the minion also. Yeah, that's not bad. That's actually the best move here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Who appeared next turn?
And look at the hand size of Firebat here. He's going to be able to get himself almost, whoa, that's going to be disgusting damage.
And also, this is the situation I was talking about.
Yeah.
You don't care about the board for the priest.
He's not going to kill you.
He's not going to kill you in 4 turns, I would say.
Oh. That's a bit problematic.
I think you'd Thought Steal anyway.
I think you have to try to Thought Steal, yeah.
If you Thought Steal...
If you find...
Backstep, second one.
Deadly Poison. You know what? There may be 2 deadlies left.
Fire Seal. Wow. You can use it for damage.
This
Look
is
at
crazy!
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kolento seeing it right away. And the trade.
That's really great. Because
What a sick Thought Steal.
you use the Light of Naru to kill a creature, to spawn a creature, to kill a creature.
Yeah, this is just insane. It's complete... it's combo world. I don't even understand. Like, this is probably the best outcome it could have gotten from Thought Steal on the 6 mana.
Probably.
Yeah.
Now, Kolento has to deal with the Emperor, but it already done its work.
Yeah. So what you're telling me here is that the Thought Steal that summoned a minion to deal damage to a minion that was dealt damage to a minion to summon the Light Warden now died to the minion that was Thought Stolen? That's pretty crazy. that is some serious stuff.
Drake for 4 mana? Sure. Why not?
Oh yes. So if you redagger, it costs. You can play Deadly and then Blade Flurry, but that's not really worth it.
What about a really big Edwin?
How big can you make? I think you can actually make it quite big.
Like 800 and 800.
That sounded more wrong than I thought.
Use 2 mana. So you have essentially 5 mana with that. Well, never mind. He doesn't go for it.
Yeah, he's avoiding the
Eviscerate now, right? To Okanai, I would say, or to the Belcher. Because then you deny him the option to heal the Belcher.
Edwin at 4 is a good idea. Besides, like, that way it's out of the way of Shadow Word Death, so you can just afford eviscerating.
I would go all in with the Edwin, you know?
You like that?
And most of the priests that I have seen lately have no Shadow Word Deaths.
Really? That's right,
Oh,
actually.
wow.
That makes a lot of sense. If Grim Patron's everywhere, what are you going to Shadow Word Death? The 5-2 that comes out of the Inner Rage play?
Maybe you will double Inner Rage it.
Oh, wow. Kolento finding the second Akanai off the top.
And now the Edwin dies.
Well, rest in peace.
Shrinkmeister.
Wait, is that... Oh, he can steal something next turn.
Yeah.
That is good.
And now he heals the Belcher. So...
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's why I didn't like killing the Aukenai, you know?
Yeah. I guess what I get what you're meaning. Yeah, what you're saying. Hey, you got some. You got a fanboy on the stream. You didn't see the hashtag Twitter thing, did you?
No.
Check your tweets afterwards. Get a lot of love. All right, so this is still very easy for Firebat to handle.
He has a sprint for 6 mana.
Yeah.
Draw 4 cards, 6 mana.
Who said Miracle Rogue was dead? You just changed the draw condition.
Yeah.
This guy's toast.
Agent to Belcher seems nice.
I think you can afford redaggering here.
Yes, I would definitely do this turn because you have then
a 0 mana later on.
You have deadly poison for 1 mana.
My God.
That's crazy.
No, this is crazy. Can you picture that? Wait, dagger, deadly. Then you
how much
set up
damage
the
is that?
Thinkers. I don't even know.
How much damage is that? You have you
oh my
dagger
God.
up this turn. Why would you use that?
No, you don't. I like that.
I don't like it
I wouldn't
at all.
use the charge though. Oh no.
This is why I dislike, no?
Oh no, this is why I don't like it.
Yeah, I would go for the deadly Tinker Master Blade Flurry next turn.
Yeah,
if you need
set
that.
up this like the biggest possible.
I would say
AoE
that's
burst.
like 15 damage.
Yeah. So Kolento is not going to steal anything. He's just going to opt to trade everything away, which makes quite a bit of sense because it allows him to develop the Injured Blade Master.
Yeah, Injured Blade Master with Circle, I would say, because you. But the problem is you didn't see a sap yet.
Yeah.
So maybe it's better to save this Circle.
You know, there's one thing about Kolento's Breeze that changed over the course of KPL. I don't know if you noticed, but he threw out Recombobulator for Dr. Boom. I was very sad.
Really?
Yeah, it was cut out sometime during the game, and now he finds a sap. I guess that's a good time to do it.
I mean,
you
like
have,
the trade, I would say trade is better. Trade Redagger. And you want
yeah,
to
you're
keep
right. It sets up a
the-
much better Tinker's turn next turn.
It's either sap this and deal free damage to the face.
It's horrible. No, it's horrible.
Because you don't want to be left with that free damage on your
You
board.
sold me, Lothar. Like I can't even defend the idea I had for like 5 seconds. There's no way I can defend that line of play. It's just horrible, altogether. All right. Well,
Now that's being stolen.
let's get.
No, use the one you top decked.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't use the one he top deck. I disagree with that.
Yeah, that's a huge misplay.
Yeah, huge
Did he-
misplay here. There's
Did
no
he
way.
scorch his opponent?
Oh man,
That's
the
also a
ultimate
misplay
BM.
if he didn't do that.
Yeah. So Firebat's gonna go for
The full board clear.
a big dagger, at least.
Now here's backstab. You look at that. Tall nose.
Yeah.
Backstab the 4/3.
Attack face and go crazy.
Why not tall nose? Why
Do
not
you-
tall nose now?
Can you just Phantom Knight instead?
Wait. What's going on?
Oh my god, he's going all in.
6. He has 3 mana left after that. Blade Flurry 1. Eviscerate 2.
Okay, he's not going all in on this. Wait, why didn't he play the Thalnos after? Whoa. He didn't want to buff its attack?
Why?
Why not? It's good, right?
That was a misplay. Like, there's no.
I think
There's
he
no
changed his
reason
line
to-
of play sometime
Yeah.
in the middle there, but he lost out on 3 additional
And now it can
potential
be
damage.
stolen.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that very much. Well, it's a bit too late now. Thalnos is fighting for the other team, and Firebat may run out of fuel eventually.
Well, he has backstab. He has sap.
Yeah, but it's still...
He has low tap.
His follow-ups are looking a little less powerful, but he does have the board. But the thing is, if Kolento lives, the Akanai Circle on its own is going to be bad enough.
But that play might cost him the game.
I
here.
think so, yeah. And there may be something about that play that will carry on and be an issue.
It's still not bad. There's second Tinker and Eviscerate. So Kolento has to find a way to clear the board. And I feel it's kind of easy.
yeah,
So
I think it's pretty simple at that point.
there's a Shadow Word Depth. So you run first the Thalnos to the low tap. Then you drop the Aukenai and play the circle, right? Otherwise, if you keep...
It depends on what he draws, but I think that's the only line of play that really makes a lot of sense. I guess alternatively, you could just play Akanai, ping the 3/3 if you play, but then Lotheb stays up. So there's a possibility that you just get blown out of the fight. by the 5/5 that stays on the board.
You can also play Alkanite Circle now,
No,
then
yeah.
your Alkanite dies.
Yeah, and then you rip. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And then if you had a zombie shell, you would also heal up your opponent, right?
Yeah. That can happen.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah. Second fault, okay. For 8 mana.
And now Firebat's board is looking pretty horrible. And I think this may be the moment where...
Second Blade Flurry.
Right.
It's
still doable.
It's still doable, yeah.
What if he plays Malagos? And has another prep? That could be a big deal.
Then Kolento needs a second Shrinkmeister. Malagos is 4, right?
Yeah, Malagos is 4 attack, indeed.
Then it's buffed to 2.
Yeah, you Shrinkmeister and then you steal it back.
Yeah.
Kolento finds the powered shield.
I would say you play first Thought Steal here.
To see what's in the deck or just to
Yeah.
get cards?
To see what's left in the deck. That's huge information, you know?
Wow, look at that. He picked up the Earthling Farseer.
Second one. There's a second Farseer.
And the Firebat's almost out of cards. Or at least Valera is.
So he knows that the last card in his deck
Are
is
very,
Agent.
Yeah.
Because that's the last card. He stole
There's
an
2
Agent.
more, I think, or yeah.
No. I'm almost out of cards, right? So that's 1 left.
Yeah. Oh, isn't it 2? I thought it said it 2.
I think it's 1.
Okay. We'll make a debate on it. Well, there's not many options. I mean, this is horrible. This is the worst possible situation for Rogue, where you have to deal with Dr. Boom. I think, arguably, Dr. Boom is the biggest threat to Rogue.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Firebat is a master of the, I know where I have lost, let me just get out of there and not waste my time.
He lost because he Blade Flurried with that Falnos, like, in wrong order, first of all.
Well, I think his opponent could have still killed it. Like, it might have not meant the world, but it would have been...
It gives you the card draw,
yeah,
and not him.
Not him, and you get, cycle your deck, and you get the board presence, he doesn't steal it. So there's a slight misplay. I don't know if it would have changed the entire course of the game.
I would say it was
a big deal.
A huge deal.
Yeah.
I would say that was the losing play. That he was in the position when he was winning. Like, clearly winning.
Yeah, I think
he had a
well.
Falnos backstab to kill the Palette Shredder, to go face with the dagger to clear the board.
And then, yeah, that's right, because he didn't go...
he didn't use the backstab.
Yeah, you're right.
And
because
then
of the backstab.
you have a 4-1 Falnos on board, which has to be dealt by the Priest. And Priest has only, like, Holy Nova for that.
Yeah.
Second Aukenai.
If he has the cards, then he's lucky to have the second Aukenai, that's the other out, but otherwise, I guess...
Otherwise, you have a 4-1 on board, which deals 4 damage, and you have the second Tank Master.
And you get the spell damage as well.
Yeah,
so
I guess that was a really huge deal.
Alright, so apparently we're getting word that the Alliance and the Horde aren't exactly as close as, I initially thought. I thought it would be like more towards the Horde.
Yeah, and what's it?
Apparently it's like 44% for the Horde, 56%
really?
For the Alliance.
What's up with the Horde,
you
guys?
You are not fit to rule the Horde, I guess.
For the Horde!
You got the voice. You should
Thank
do
you.
voice acting for orcs.
Yeah,
I can do it for gnomes, but I can do gnomes, you do orcs, that's good, right? That's gonna fit. So I think Firebat's Rogue is not working at all for him.
Like, you think so?
I'm gonna go on a super big guess here and say Rogue's not working for Firebat.
And if that will be the usual conquest, that will be already over.
Yeah, it would be done
for
at
free.
this point. Yeah, but because it's a best of 7, there's one more deck that Kolento has to win with, which is his Warrior.
Warrior against Rogue. If that's a control Warrior.
Yeah, goodbye. Rest in pepperoni, Firebat.
That's
going to be a sweep from
luck.
Kolento.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I'd like to point out, Kolento, when he submitted the deck list, submitted 3 of them. And then he was like, oh, we need 4? Okay, I'm going to submit Priest. he didn't have the 4th deck list at the ready. Maybe he already had it built, but he didn't think he needed 4 of them. So the deck that he added to the roster was like a last-minute addition, and it worked out against the Rogue.
It really worked out. He won with Priest against Rogue.
Yeah, I don't even know what's up with that. I mean, it's kind of unusual.
Kinda, I would say it's really unusual.
The thing is, every time we make a prediction about Kolento's Priest, we say, oh, this is a bad matchup. He ends up just taking it. So next time, we say it's a good matchup, and we see if we have some influence over his outcome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add some black art here.
Yeah, I'm trying dark magic, man. Like, I got nothing to lose here. Like, I'm casting this. My tournament line, and even if he loses once, he seems to be doing fine.
He has to win he has to win once with his warrior in the 4 games in maximum 4 games, and he will face Rogue, Warlock, Warrior, and Mage.
So there's going to be at least one mirror match if Firebat wins this. And then, I mean, against Grim Patron, how does Rogue fare? Assuming this is a Grim Patron from
Grim
Kolento.
Patron against Rogue?
I think like Rogue's ability to AoE is Blade Flurry. That's it. That's the only thing that really kills Patron very well.
This is the same when Grim Patron doesn't want to build board control.
Yeah.
Just want to deal damage.
OTK, yeah.
And Rogue has no way of stopping that.
Yeah.
There's no taunts.
Kind of like against a Druid who just goes face with Druid of the Claw. You're at the mercy of when he finds the lethal.
And you're like, well, he's smorked. What can I do?
Yeah, SM work. I have no Sludge Belchers, so I don't know if Firebat's deck will do well against Grim Patron. And in general, I'd say Rogue has a tough time because besides Deadly Poison Blade Flurry, or really good, Blood Mage Thalnos plus Backstab. Those are big deals.
Like Thalnos, Backstab, Agent, Defree 2.
Exactly. That's right. So you can always kill what's remaining and completely do so.
And Dagger Defree 1.
Yeah. So if there's 3 of them that have been spawned. It's a huge setup, and it's really tough, like, I think, to deal with this as a Rogue player.
That's true.
Alright, we're getting into the game at the moment.
It's Grim Patron! Yay!
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the gameplay very shortly. It's actually pretty crazy to see Kolento playing a combo deck. I mean, I'm pretty happy to see him play that.
You think he will rope? And
I wouldn't put it past him. By the way, how much Grim Patron has Life Coach played?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Interesting.
And he was even explaining it on stream and, while playing. So
yeah.
It's, wow. That's not easy for Life Coach.
Alright, so apparently Kolento has the Unstable Ghoul in his deck, so it's a bit more of an anti-aggro...
Anti-aggro setup, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an anti-aggro setup at this point because there's very little other reason.
For Firebat, I think he's more happy to be paired up against a Grim Patron than against Control Warrior,
Yeah. No, I think so too. Control Warrior is so one-sided, like with Oil Rogue.
It almost feels as bad as when you play Freeze Mage against Control Warrior.
Nothing feels as bad as Freeze Mage versus Control Warrior.
It's easy to win. You just drop Emperor on turn 6.
Right, and you OTK them with Archmage.
Yeah, I did that in Bucharest. That was really easy.
Yeah, easy life.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have Sorcerer's Apprentice with Echo of Medivh, right? To make fireballs free.
What?
You get 4 apprentices.
We are not playing Gar so much today,
Okay, alright. Sorry about that. Alright, so Kolento's got 2 Acolytes of Pain, which I have to say are very important with an Unstable Ghoul on the board.
They're always important.
Yeah, they're always important, but like when you've got a setup like this, it's pretty hard to make it even better.
I would say Palette Shredder.
Yeah, just, hit the board. So I would like to take a moment here to speak about God Lento, our Lord and Savior. Have you nothing to say about him?
No, not really. I'm not the religious type,
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I forgive you, Lothar.
Thank you.
You are forgiven, my child.
What about
Coin
you attack
into
the 2/2 Battle Rage
for 2 cards?
And then you can play Taskmaster. I don't know how many Taskmaster he plays. That's the question.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question, now that you mention it.
If he plays 2, I would say you can use this one.
But if you play only 1, then you have Grom or something else to enable later.
Then he plays 2 Inner Rages.
Right.
If you play 1 Taskmaster, you play 2 Inner Rages.
No, I like the play you suggested. I think it's a pretty nice play to play Battle Rage with the Cool Task. Or you just drop the Acolyte if you feel like it, but...
2 executes, oh wow, that's kinda unfortunate for Kolento here.
Yeah, at the moment there's not many enablers. But...
I agree now with this Acolyte of Pain because his draw is kinda atrocious right now. So I favor the Acolyte of Pain instead of the Taskmaster. We don't need the board control right now.
Right. No, I think it makes quite a bit of sense. And there's going to be, at least there's going to be a good SI7 here for Firebat.
2 draws from the Acolyte of Pain.
Balanced, boys.
And the Death Bite is being picked up. Really important card against the Rogue.
Yeah, because
really
you can, how much damage can Kolento, oh, never mind.
No,
I was going to say, can he prevent, but never mind. That's...
You will draw the Armor Smiths, at some point.
Yeah.
And then you go from 5 to 800.
Yeah, you go from, a little bit of weapon damage to just an OTK right then and there.
Yep. So you drop the Death Spite here, I would guess, right? Death Spite killed the 3/3.
Then play the Dread Corsair?
No. Why would you play that right now? Doesn't make any sense. It dies to backstabs, and you have the Warsong Commander in your hand already.
To enable it.
So you have almost always the option, because you will keep the Death Spite for the upcoming 2 turns.
Yeah, you'll be getting
if there was no target to attack, you will keep the Death Spite. So your Dread Corsair can be always played with value, because
Acolyte of Pain, Cruel Task, or Whirlwind is good. I just thought about it. Like, what are we gonna use Execute with?
Yeah.
Besides this, like I just thought about it as he was going about making the play, and he picks up the Emperor Thoresen.
Wow. So Warsong Commander for 2 mana, it's really important. But there's also an Emperor, so
yeah. But I think the Warriors one is maybe not, maybe not. You know, that Drake and the Blade Flurry, and the backstab at -1.
Yeah, that's insane. Imagine that.
That's big.
I think now Kolento has to use the second execute.
Yeah.
He wanted to drop the. Oh wow! He goes for the Emperor. So he was all in.
Yeah,
he forces his opponent to trade for the Emperor, probably with the Emperor if he doesn't have other ways. But you know what? That most of the time it's not a.
Yeah, it's a really big all-in to assume the rogue's not gonna have something to kill the.
Even not kill it like Sap. It's enough.
Yeah.
Sap is basically the same because you have no time in this matchup to play Emperor a second time.
Yeah, you'll only play it like once.
Sap is just like deal 5 damage.
Yeah. And now Firebat's got the board and a pretty good one of that.
I feel like I would not play the Emperor there, you know?
If you're Kolento, just wait a bit before you get the value out of it.
Yeah.
This is a 5 mana sprint. It's a pretty cheap sprint.
Because you still lack the Grim Patron in your hand.
Alright, let's think about... There's like 25 lines of play. At least.
But there's no Whirlwind for 0. What about Taskmaster?
I think you have to play like your Death Bite about now.
Yeah, you have to kill the Emperor too. So I guess he will
just vomit like the execute on the 5/5. And now Firebat has to get a Blade Flurry. A good one.
So I guess Sprint is a viable option for 1 mana.
Yeah. I'd you prep this thing and you're good to go.
Wow. 1 mana Sprint. Oh look, a little bit.
It goes on to 2 actually, it's -3, never mind.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Lothar lied.
I lied. Sorry guys. It's 2 mana, it's still okay.
This is just nuts. Can you picture this? Deadly Poison Blade Flurry into Lothar? Like, he's gonna have enough mana to do all of this if he wants to. Right? Well. Oh no, he's not. He doesn't have a dagger. Herder. Computer.
So if you have Sap for 2, unfortunately, but you have 2 Eviscerates. But you can use the Eviscerates to win the game instead of maintaining board
I think
control.
At this point, like, are you really afraid of getting OTK'd from hand from Kolento? You've seen a few Whirlwind effects. He used Cruel Task as removal. Yeah. How afraid are you of that? So I think you're setting up.
So what about Sap on the 3/3 on the pirate attack phase?
I would, yeah. I was gonna say I would probably like do this in that specific way. Yeah, you can afford to sap it now, or you kill it right away.
No, you don't kill it.
In case another one falls.
You don't kill it because you have no targets for the saps anyway.
Yeah.
You might also think about killing the Armor Smith this turn because there's a Death Spite, So yeah. He does that.
Otherwise, he's getting an extra 3 life, which Firebat may not be able to get back.
He doesn't attack. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna sap Blade 3 next turn is my guess.
Probably.
No. Actually, that's quite a bit of damage here for Kolento.
So you drop the Grom and Whirlwind?
I guess. Oh, you just attack face with a Death Bite. We're dumb, dude.
No, but...
Okay, you mean that Whirlwind effect. Okay.
Yeah, I was guessing, like, which one is better? To save 1 mana, right? Because if you play the Whirlwind now...
Oh my god!
That's lethal, right?
That has to be lethal, right? Yes.
Yeah, that's like 100 damage.
Oh, man.
800 damage, sorry.
800, right, 800. Why 800, by the way?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
So the rogue wins the game.
So Firebat's able to actually stick to this match. Like, I don't, like, it's just, he's able to live onwards to the next match. He still has to face 3 more. The Warrior deck with 3 more of his decks. And a Warrior's a mirror match, so that could be a coin flip. It's possibly a coin flip.
Yeah, but that was really close.
That was a really close match.
Yeah.
Like it was almost match point for Kolento. And Firebat is alive, and I don't know how the rest of his line. If it's handlock, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, if it's handlock, it's really solid. If it's Zoo and the Warrior gets weapons.
Control Warrior, I feel, could be pretty good against this. I don't think he'd ever bring in a meta game like this. I don't think he'd bring Control Warrior. You don't have the.
I would, as a Grim Patron, I would rather play against
another Grim Patron, right?
Against a Grim Patron.
Then
no. I would rather play against Control Warrior. Than against Zoo.
Well, sure, but they're different classes.
Yeah, but okay.
You mean next both. Up? Okay, yeah, to get the possible comeback.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, I was confused.
Sorry, I kind of misinterpreted what did you say. So, it doesn't really matter if it's Grim Patron or Contra Warrior. It's always a good matchup.
Yeah.
Because if you feel like a solid Grim Patron Warrior, then you feel like you're favored either way. Because you feel, I'm the superior. I'm the superior Grim Patron Warrior. I can outsmart him unless he has Emperor. But that's basically
that's like an IQ bonus right then and there.
Yeah. I heard Frozen has 140.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but he's always one of lethal on stream.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man. Like,
I think that's he plays something bad.
He can't do it, Dad. Like, you can't do it, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Like, he can't. It's impossible. So, Warrior versus Warrior is going to be the next match. So if it's a coin flip, like Grim Patron versus Grim Patron...
When you play Grim Patron against Grim Patron, you don't want to drop those Grim Patrons in 5 and Woodwind everything and just go with board control. That's it.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play like Death's Bite, set up the first charge, then you play your Grim, go all in, Inner Rage, and that's it. Like, it's over. So you could be able to get yourself like 4 Grim Patrons on turn 5, and then he can't handle any of them, because all he's got are 1 damage AoEs.
You can't handle that because everyone is in there.
Yeah, once everyone's in there, it's too late, right? You have to play Brawl.
But it's kind of like unintuitive to play Brawl in a Grim Patron deck, because why would you play that?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So you have to have like the anti-Grim Patron deck in the Grim Patron deck. Like,
it's kind of anti-handlock too, but
Hellfire in Zoo. That's kind of what it reminds me of, right? That'd be like
Shadow Flame makes more sense.
Right, exactly.
Or Demon Wrath.
I actually like Demon Wrath in Zoo. I'm sad we haven't seen much of it. It seems like a pretty good
So
card.
it's Control Warrior... No, wait. That's also command.
Yeah, there's a Warsun Commander in that hand from Firebat, so it's probably Grim Patron.
But he plays Belchers. So it's kind of...
It's got the edge, I think. Well, the slime.
Yeah, the little slime.
Yeah, the slime. Well, I think the card draw that Kolento is going to be able to generate...
He has the weapons, which is really important. What you want to get in the mirror match is weapons, card draw, and you can even keep the whole combo in your hand.
Right, there's no...
You don't want to play the Floating Berserkers early on.
Well, before turn 4, I think it's acceptable.
Before the Death's Bite?
Yeah, because you can play the second one and then...
Okay, if you have 2, it makes sense.
Well, in this case, sure, but... what could punish you here besides Execute?
Nothing really.
Greetings. There's a Fiery War Axe, though, so... Kolento's
this
draw...
will be dealt with.
Very, very fast. Kill it very fast.
Sometimes it feels so bad when if you play Control versus Control and someone kills your Acolyte of Fame for just 1 card draw, it feels really bad. But when you play Mirror Match with Grim Patron, it's kind of okay.
Yeah, because you want to draw. Like, you don't care. If I draw 2, then that's amazing. If I draw 1, it's still okay. So I'm no surprise there. Now, Firebat's line... Oh, wow. Well,
you know what I found really interesting in the Grim Patron deck is the fact that sometimes you destroy your weapon by playing the second weapon.
All the time, yeah.
Like really multiple times when you compare it to Control Warrior. Like.
It happens sometimes when people were thinking, wow, this is next level, but for Grim Patron it's routine. You just override Death's Bite for the AoE.
Yeah, sometimes you have like a 4-1 Death's Bite on board, and a Death's Bite in your hand, and you drop the Death's Bite before attacking with the first one, because you want to set up the whirlwind effect for the next
second
turn.
one. Oh, yeah, exactly.
So you play Depth Spite, destroy your Depth Spite without attack, and then you attack with the fresh one.
Yeah, to make sure that it has only one durability on the following turn.
Yeah.
It's I really do like that about the new like it's become pretty standard now.
Execute phase, your own. Did you see that?
I saw that.
That was Artosis.
Well, good game, Firebat. Well played.
Artosis is looming over the board. Like
we should have that. We should have like a shadow, like you have a mask of Artosis, just like a shadow of Artosis casted over the board. When you play execute, it says put it here, and then you target. It says you can't target that.
That escalated quickly. No mission inventor. That's so funny. Like this card that only display in combo decks.
Yeah, well, Shaman played it for a while in Rogue Tempo, but just because they otherwise had no good draw engines, but now that's changed entirely. Like, all you see is the Grim Patient Warrior. It's funny because sometimes it might as well be a Novice Engineer. Sometimes it might as well be a 2-drop that draws one card, so...
But it's better against aggro.
Yeah.
Because it trades for 2 minions.
Exactly. You can kill 2/3/2s or spawn a bunch of imps on the imp gang boss to help yourself.
Armor Smith and second whirlwind. Now you want to. This
I don't
is so
think
bad.
so. Right? But look at that hand size.
Like commanding shout.
Yes. I vote yes. I say yay. You say nay?
Nay.
Nay.
I really dislike the commanding shouts. It's useless most of the time. Unless
okay, I thought you were just gonna say it's a useless card. It's not worth playing. Nobody should ever play that. Okay, you were still going.
No, it's like if you don't draw an emperor,
right?
Then it's only usable at turn 10.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
So at turn 10.
But it makes Grim Patron versus Grim Patron very favored for you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like you
and
just
mirror match,
wipe the board.
It's really great. Yeah, that's a great.
I didn't
great
think about
point.
that very much, but it
You're
does
right.
help.
You're spot on that.
Somebody's betting on Kolento final. We got a lot of games to go before that can be proven right or wrong.
Kolento Chuck Norris? What? Oh, really?
Kolento is, in fact, I mean, he taught me to roundhouse kick. I think he taught Chuck Norris how to roundhouse kick.
Firebat's hand seems to be...
Yeah, it was good until it got bad.
Yeah. That's true.
That's a good way to put it, right?
Yeah, I would say the same.
It's not a tautology at all.
And now, Kolento's, on the other hand, is really lacking anything. It's like, there's no...
Well,
AoE.
never mind that. I think will we see here the first war song with Acolyte of Pain and the Battle Rage or not?
Why not?
Oh man, I love that play in my mind.
Why didn't you play an example Warsong Commander
with Acolyte? Right? Yeah.
No, he did draw it with the commanding shot. Never mind.
Yeah,
but you could have played an example Warsong Commander, Floating Berserker, commanding shout into Battle Rage.
Yeah, that's what I was like thinking about. That he could actually trade and then get a bit.
You will draw the second Warsong Commander anyway in the situation.
Eventually, probably. Yeah. With the amount of card draw you're getting off this, it's very likely. Well, that Belcher is going to be a bit annoying unless Kolento picks up a Grim Patron.
Second floating.
Goodness!
Wait.
This is over, right?
How much damage is it? That's like lethal for sure.
That's 1 billion.
You get 3, 4, so you get 7, 14 from 2 floating berserkers, and
but you can't kill the slime.
No. You. That's. I feel like wait.
Grim Patron math. Don't even try, Lothar.
You can.
I think he's got it though. Honestly.
I'm not sure.
I'm still counting. You're done with it. I think you have to battle rage for the inner rage, and then you kill the slime with it. And
battle
then you
rage,
go face.
yeah, battle rage for inner rage. Yeah. But you will draw 800 cards, so
it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. He has like 10 cards in his deck anyway.
Did Kolento not find the card he was looking for?
Maybe.
Or
maybe
is he just smiling at the animation speed and he's thinking, if
you
this
play the battle
again,
rage, dude. You play the battle rage right now.
Play it fast. It doesn't matter, actually, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. He will be at 14 with 1 floating anyway. Exactly 14 with 1
Yeah, never mind the inner rage.
Yeah.
So this is Grim Patron math in a nutshell.
Bang.
When you have a board that has 2 Frauldings and charge and an AoE,